every single day. More than 9 million kilograms of potatoes begin an extraordinary journey. A journey that starts in ordinary fields, but ends on millions of trays. In over 100 countries around the world, most people never stop to imagine just how incredible that journey really is. Thousands of machines, millions of potatoes, precision measured to the millimeter. Every single day, working together with incredible accuracy to transform nature into consistency on a global scale. Before a single potato can become a French fry, it must survive an extraordinary journey. A journey filled with science, engineering, and remarkable precision. It will be washed, inspected, peeled, cut, cooked, frozen, packed, and shipped. Across the planet, every single step has been carefully perfected to guarantee the same quality anywhere in the world. Every fry must look the same, taste the same, feel the same, no matter where you order it. Behind that consistency are decades of innovation, research, and engineering. That level of consistency doesn't happen by accident. It happens because science, engineering, and agriculture work together. From the field to the factory, every detail is carefully controlled. But perhaps the most surprising part is that everything begins with something incredibly ordinary. A potato. A simple ingredient, about to undergo an extraordinary transformation. Simple, natural, common, until human ingenuity transforms it into one of the most recognizable foods on Earth. A journey that combines nature, technology, and industrial precision like few processes ever could. So, how does an ordinary potato become one of the most famous French fries in the world? From endless farms to one of the most sophisticated food factories ever built. Let's follow its incredible journey. Long before a potato ever reaches a McDonald's restaurant, begins here, in vast agricultural fields, where thousands of hectares are dedicated to growing just the right varieties of potatoes. Only those with the right size, the right texture, and the right balance of natural sugars can begin this remarkable journey. Months before harvest, every field is carefully monitored. Soil conditions, moisture levels, temperature, nutrient balance. Every variable influences how the potato will grow. When harvest season finally arrives, the pace changes completely. Gigantic harvesting machines can collect thousands of kilograms of potatoes every hour, carefully lifting them from the soil while minimizing damage. Speed and precision working together. From the moment they leave the ground, every potato is treated with care. Large stones, plant debris, and damaged potatoes are removed immediately. The goal is simple. Only the very best continue the journey. Soon, the harvest begins to fill enormous transport trucks, each one carrying tens of thousands of kilograms of potatoes, all heading toward one destination: the factory, where the real transformation begins. The journey has only just begun. Some potatoes will travel for hours, others even longer. But every load is carefully protected, because quality cannot be lost. Before reaching the factory, eventually the trucks arrive. Waiting ahead is one of the most advanced food processing facilities in the world. where millions of potatoes will begin a completely different journey. Before entering production, every shipment is inspected. Samples are collected, measurements are taken, quality is verified. Only after passing every requirement can the potatoes move forward. Only after passing inspection do the potatoes finally enter the facility. From this point forward, every movement will be controlled by engineering, automation, and precision. What happens next is where science, engineering, and automation take control. Because before a potato can become the famous McDonald's French fries, it must survive one of the most extraordinary manufacturing processes in the food industry. The factory never sleeps. 24 hours a day. Thousands of potatoes arrive continuously, every hour. Entire truckloads are unloaded, beginning a carefully orchestrated process designed to transform raw potatoes into one of the world's most recognizable foods. Before anything else, the potatoes must be cleaned. Not by hand, but by enormous washing systems, capable of processing tons of potatoes every hour, removing soil, dust, and every remaining trace of the field. Now, the inspection begins. Every potato will be photographed, measured, and analyzed. Using sophisticated optical systems far faster than the human eye. Any potato, too small, too damaged, or outside the required standards, is automatically removed, without slowing production for even a single second. The next step: peeling, not with knives, but with steam. Extremely hot steam loosens the skin in just a few seconds, making the process remarkably fast and surprisingly efficient. Moments later, the potatoes reach one of the most iconic machines in the factory, the cutter, where every potato will become perfectly shaped French fries in a fraction of a second. Each fry must have nearly identical dimensions, not only for appearance, but because identical size means identical cooking anywhere in the world. Before cooking, the fries are washed once again, removing excess starch, a small detail that makes an enormous difference, helping create their famous golden color. At this point, the potatoes no longer look like potatoes. They've become something else, perfectly prepared for the next transformation, one that will define their famous taste. Everything you've seen so far was only preparation, because next, the fries will face heat, oil, time, temperature, and one of the most carefully controlled cooking processes in the entire food industry. Now, the transformation truly begins. Thousands of perfectly cut fries move toward one of the most important stages in the entire process. A stage that will define their texture, their color, and the first layer of their unmistakable flavor. Contrary to what many people believe, these fries are not fully cooked here. Instead, they receive a carefully controlled pre-fry, just enough to prepare them for the journey ahead. Time, temperature, and oil flow are monitored constantly, because even a difference of a few seconds can change the final result. Precision is everything. Within moments, the fries leave the fryer, not fully cooked. And next, excess oil is carefully removed, powerful air systems gently dry every fry, preparing them for one of the fastest freezing processes in modern food manufacturing. Then, everything changes. The fries enter an environment colder than most places on Earth. Powerful freezing tunnels lower their temperature in only minutes, locking in their texture, their moisture, and their quality. This rapid freezing process is one of the biggest reasons why McDonald's fries can taste so consistent almost anywhere in the world. The journey may be long, but the quality travels with them. Soon, those boxes will leave the factory, traveling through refrigerated logistics networks, across countries, across oceans, toward thousands of McDonald's restaurants ready for the final step. The factory's work is finally complete. But the journey isn't over yet, because somewhere in a McDonald's restaurant, a fryer is already waiting. And in just a few minutes, these frozen fries will become the golden fries millions of people enjoy every single day.
I've got the 6 boxes of fries. Checked. Looks good. You can leave them right there.
The journey isn't over. In fact, the final transformation happens much closer to you than you might imagine. Inside thousands of McDonald's restaurants across the world, every day the frozen fries arrive, ready for one final step. Unlike the factory, this is where the fries receive their final cook. Only a few minutes inside carefully controlled hot oil, complete a journey that began months earlier in an ordinary potato field. Within minutes, the transformation is complete. The exterior becomes perfectly crisp. The inside remains soft and fluffy. Exactly the texture engineers intended from the very beginning. Immediately after cooking, a precise amount of salt is added. Not too much, not too little, just enough to complete the flavor recognized by millions of people around the world.
All right, these
Moments
are
later,
ready to
the
go.
fries are served. What took
Perfectly
months to grow,
cooked.
days to transport, hours to process, and countless engineering decisions, now fits inside a single carton. From New York to Tokyo, from London to Buenos Aires, millions of people experience almost exactly the same fries. Not by coincidence, but because every step was carefully engineered. Behind every serving, there is much more than potatoes. There is agriculture, engineering, automation, logistics, food, science, and millions of carefully calculated decisions working together. Perhaps the most remarkable part is not the machinery or the technology. It's the incredible consistency. The ability to make millions of fries feel almost exactly the same every single day. The next time you order McDonald's fries, you'll probably see them differently. Because behind that familiar taste exists an incredible journey. One that started as a simple potato and became a masterpiece of modern food engineering. Every golden fry carries a story. A story of farmers, scientists, engineers, machines, and millions of people working together to create something most of us take for granted. And perhaps that's what makes modern manufacturing so fascinating. Because behind the simplest everyday objects are some of the most extraordinary engineering achievements ever created.